Spanish banking for expats. We're here. This is a interesting comment because it's actually affected me this week. I normally keep track of finances quite well, but the reality here in Spain is I've got a lot more coming in than I actually spend. So our money goes up every month. So I don't really monitor it as much as I really should do. So this is going to be quite funny. What happened in recent months? Banco Sabadell have been trying to push me onto using my phone. I don't like things on this. This can be hacked. This is more prone to being hacked than my computer. So I generally don't like stuff like that. But they've been pushing me on it, and I can only pay bills on there. It wouldn't work on the internet, and these things. They say, "Oh yeah, it works on the internet," but no, it's not working. Yeah, but it says my contract's cancelled on the. It's obviously been done on purpose somewhere. But anyway, so I'm doing a transfer for the school, and it's a bit of a charity thing. So it was only like 15 euros, but I've been given a transfer number, and I've done a direct transfer, and it comes up, yes, this will cost 5 euros something something. What? Nearly 6 euros to send 15 euros? What are you talking about? So I went into the bank about it, and the bank, I'm sitting there with this woman, and I said, you want to charge me nearly 6 euros to send 15? It's like, yeah, well, you get charged for everything. What do you mean I get charged for anything? When I opened the account, I was told I have to pay an annual fee of 45 euros, and as long as my account was above X amount, I think it was either 2,000 or 4,000 euros, I wasn't charged anything. You're charged for everything. What do you mean charged? Do I get charged for receiving? Yeah. Do you get charged for taking out? Yeah. Do I get charged for every transaction? Yeah. Whoa. Hang on a minute. But I don't see any of these bills on my transaction. There's nothing saying, like, you know, on PayPal you'll see deduction by PayPal for every single transaction, $1 or whatever. They do this rather stealthily. What happened was, because I could see this transaction, because I thought if I went in the bank, maybe it was something stupid with their phone, I'd done the transaction anyway over the counter, and I still got billed the €5 or something, and they didn't tell me about it, didn't receipt it or anything else, but we'll move on from that for now. But I checked my account for the last 6 months, and they've been stealthily billing me. One was 45 euros, one was nearly, it was 58 euros. 45 and 58 euros. Now, at no point have they said what those fees were or how it's broken down. They just billed it rather quietly, no receipts, no notice, nothing. It's just like going through your bank statements and go, what's that for? And they just say, oh, well, it could be for this, it could be. So you just make it up. I mean, I'm not being funny. When I go into the mechanic and say, can you change the oil on the car? He gives me a receipt that says oil cost 20 euros. The repair cost this. You know, a breakdown of costs. The bank doesn't do it. Not impressed with them. Now, on top of that, I sat there and I said, you know, the amount of money I've left in your bank, and I did a very basic calculation on how much they would have roughly made on my money that they lent to other people. The answer was over 800 euros. So I said, not only have you made at least 800 euros on my money, you've turned around and billed me for having money with you. I said, what is the point of me banking with you? There's no point whatsoever. And she actually went, ah. That was the response. Ah. No yes or no, just a smile with a sort of strange grunting sound. I said, so can I take my money out? I said, oh, is there a minimum? She said, well, you can change your account. It's only 25 euros every 3 months now. This is where I want to warn expats. 25 every 3 months. Different accounts, they charge you different rates. Some charge you the 25 euros and nothing else. Some will charge you bits and pieces. Some have balances. You need to really look into this because it'll rip you off big time. La Caixa is another bank. It's more like a cooperative bank, so it's more localized. You find they lend your money a lot of the time in the local area, which is something I'm very promotional on. So I may be, well, the reason I haven't suddenly gone, right, I'm leaving, I'm going to the other bank, because Sabadell is the only bank in my town, and the next one is miles away. So I'm not transferring yet. But what I did do is I said, can I withdraw all the excess money I don't need in your account? She said, okay, it's your money anyway. I said, are you going to charge me for taking money? Well, not if you set this other account up. So I set the account up and said, okay. So here's the funny thing, right? So I had to wait. She said it normally takes 1 to 3 days to get money out. So I went down there today and I had to sit around because I had to tell them I was going to take money out, then give them time to do it. And so you've got dissatisfied customer, somebody who's not happy with the service they've got. They feel robbed. The robbery occurred without even a balaclava. But what do they do to put the icing on the cake? Now imagine, like, say you were going on holiday or something, or you wanted your money out and you were going to do something with it. What do you think they did? What do you think they could do that would be an absolute pig of a thing to do to somebody? They paid me in €500 notes. How petty and childish is that? €500 notes. Mainly used by drug dealers and arms dealers. The chances of me being able to get somebody to swap one of these for something is pretty much nil. The reason being is most cash registers here do not carry that sort of sum of money. So I said to her, well, these are too big. This is no good to me. I said, can you change them to smaller notes? She says, maybe next week. Because this is Friday afternoon, by the way. But they knew I was coming. So they should have actually prepared this in like 50s or sensible amounts. Even 100. Hundreds would be better. But 500 notes, come on, who spends 500 notes? In UK, £50 notes are bad enough. Well, I used to get paid in those on a regular basis. And some of the shops are sitting writing the serial number down and your name and address off your driving license. €500 notes. People are just going to go, oh, that's more than we make this week. Anyway, so a bit of a warning on the banks. They will charge you rather stealthily. They're not going to say, oh, here's the upfront cost or anything else. They'll wait till they've charged you, then go, well, that's normal. That's normal to charge people. I mean, the justification she had was that if she had an account in the UK, they would have charged her more as a non-resident. See, those arguments don't work with me, because that's like saying, trying not to be too blunt with this, if I was a terrorist group and killing people on a random basis, because they do it, that authorises me to do the exact same. That's the way I see this stupid argument. Is the fact is, she's saying, well, because they would steal from her, it's alright for her to steal from me. No logic there whatsoever. All that happens is a customer is going to move all his money, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really affect me. The €500 notes, I'll just trade them down over time, because I mean, the joke being here, if they were a bit of a decent bank, they would have said, oh, let's have a word with the manager, go and have a chat with him, and they would have probably worked their way around and say, oh, we didn't, you know, you should have known this, the person who opened the account, blah blah blah, and persuaded you to keep the money in there. Because one thing the banks don't want is people withdrawing money. I mean, they're still in the middle of a financial crisis. So if you wanted to be a bit militant and upset the banking system, yes, advise everybody you know to actually empty the bank and just keep your wages in there as it comes in, and then take it straight back out. The banks wouldn't like it. I'll tell you that now, they would not like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bit of a rant on the banks, but please be aware they do this stuff. Investigate the banks thoroughly before you open an account with them. Do a bit of research on it, a bit of due diligence, because they do charge for all sorts. I mean, I've seen people charge for having over €100,000 in there because they were buying a house and still receive charges, even though the money was sat there while they're looking for a house. There was these little hidden charges that appeared for holding their money. Absolutely mental. Alright, thanks for watching.